It all started in Spintex Accra, a place where gossip spread faster than mobile money alerts. There lived a young man named Kwesi Slim, a self-proclaimed social media influencer. But truth be told, he was influencing nothing but his landlord's blood pressure. He had one ring light, two broken tripods, one oversized towel he wore like a cape, and a voice louder than a church microphone. Every morning, he'd wake the entire compound at 5:30 a.m. sharp with his motivational videos. "Good morning, my people," he'd scream into his phone camera. "If your enemy think you fail, just tell them failure is taking a vacation." And boom, peace gone. The tenants had had enough. The compound was small but full of characters. Majwa, the oldest tenant, who sold kenke in front of the house. Payal, a student from Legon, who slept during the day and played loud amapiano at night. Auntie Tina, the gossip queen, who knew everyone's business, including things they hadn't done yet. Nay, the quiet guy, who worked night shifts but was forced to listen to Kweku's motivational sermons every morning. "Every day noise. Good morning, my people." "Which people?" "We are tired." Nee complained one morning. Auntie Tina added, "The boy's voice enters my dream self. Last night, I dreamt I was in a live video." Even Majwa grumbled, "If he shouts again tomorrow, I'll put salt in his bath water." Then one Sunday, a new tenant moved in, Sewa. She came with boxes, a flower pot, and a Bluetooth speaker. Calm, polite, and minding her business. But from the way she smiled when she saw Kwesi shouting into his phone, the compound knew she was not to be underestimated. At first, Kwesi tried to impress her. He even washed his towel and hung it nicely. He told her, "I'm an influencer. I do motivational content." Sewa replied calmly, "Oh, okay. I also do peace content." The compound people laughed. Auntie Tina whispered, "Let's see how long peace will last." The war started over a very small thing, electricity. One morning, Kweku was live. "Good morning, my..." Pow! His light went off. He stormed out shouting, "Who turned off the light?" Sewa peeked out of her door, holding a cup of tea. "Oh, sorry, oh. I thought it was my plug. It tripped, so I switched it off. My bad." Kwesi forced a smile. "No problem, no problem." But inside, he swore, "This girl will know who I am." That night, while she was cooking jollof, he secretly disconnected the water pipe. She turned the pipe. No water. "Who off the water again?" she shouted. From his room, Kwesi replied with fake innocence, "Maybe Ghana Water has joined ECG." Payal laughed from his window. Spintex never sleeps. The next morning, Kwesi woke up to find one of his slippers missing. Just one. The left one. He searched everywhere yelling, "Who has stolen my left leg's destiny?" Sewa was sweeping near the bathroom, humming gospel songs, pretending not to notice. Hours later, Kwesi found his slippers floating in the compound's water drum. He looked up. Sewa was at her window sipping pineapple juice. "Maybe your slippers needed to cool down," she said. Kwesi shouted, "You think this is funny?" She smiled sweetly. "A little." The compound people watched it. The compound people watched like it was a TV show. Majwa said, "This one, part 2 will come. I can feel it." Days later, a delivery man came asking for Sewa. Kwesi, pretending to help, said, "Oh, she traveled. I'm her cousin. Leave it with me." It was new curtains she ordered online. Kwesi hung them in his room and went live. "New background for new blessings," he announced proudly. When Sewa returned and saw her curtains in his room, she gasped. "Kwesi, those are mine." He smiled. "No, they are motivational curtains. They motivate my hustle." Sewa didn't argue. She just nodded slowly. "Okay, keep them." The next morning, Kwesi woke up sweating like a roasted corn. His fan was missing. He shouted, "Who took my fan?" Sewa opened her window and said, "I borrowed it. It's motivating my hairstyle." The compound people went wild. Auntie Tina clapped. This girl came from heaven. Even Neil laughed for the first time in months. Finally, someone is handling that influencer. They both took their madness online. Kwesi posted a video. Never rent a house near witches who borrow funds. Sewa replied with her own. Never live near boys who steal curtains to boost confidence. Their TikTok went viral. People in the neighborhood started calling their house Spintex reality show. At Kweku Savage commented, these two should marry and open a YouTube channel. I'm a drama queen wrote, at this point, Ghana should give them award for content creation. Even the landlord called from Kumasi shouting, what's going on in my house? One stormy night, heavy rain started, power went off, and the compound was dark. Kwesi was stuck outside because his door key broke. He stood under the leaking porch, soaked. Sewa, please open your door small. Rain is beating me. She hesitated, then opened it. He entered, dripping like a confused fish. They sat in awkward silence. Then she laughed. You look like a wet mosquito. He laughed too. And you look like a fine witch. For the first time, they didn't argue. They talked for hours about life, struggles, and how everyone in the compound thought they'd kill each other one day. When the lights came back, she gave him dry clothes, and from that day, they became friends. Well, friends with unresolved petty tension. The next morning, they declared peace. Kwesi even bought her a new fan, and Sewa cooked him jollof. Majwa said, hey, so love has entered this nonsense? Auntie Tina whispered, don't trust it. This is calm before another storm. And truly, she was right. A week later, Kwesi woke up at 4 a.m. and forgot himself. Good morning, my people. Before he could finish, a splash of cold water hit him from above. He froze. Sewa, holding an empty bucket, said, sorry, I thought the gutter was this way. The whole compound burst into laughter. Even Marjo's kinky nearly fell from her hand. Kwesi just stood there dripping and shaking his head. He said quietly, Ghana women, even peace is war. And from that day on, everyone in the area called them Mr. and Mrs. Tit for Tat. When they argued, people watched. When they smiled, people still watched. And when they both posted a TikTok together, few months later, the caption read, from enemies to content partners. The comments went crazy. After that legendary water splash morning, the Spenters compound became famous. People from nearby houses would actually come and stand by the gate pretending to buy kinky just to hear Mr. and Mrs. Tit for Tat argue. But what they didn't know was that something had changed. Kwesi and Sewa weren't enemies anymore. They'd become something like frenemies with chemistry. One day, the landlord, tired of the drama trending online, called a compound meeting over Zoom. Yes, Zoom. The man lived in Kumasi but loved shouting from afar. Good evening, tenant, he said. Everyone replied half-heartedly. Good evening. The landlord continued. What is this I'm seeing online? People tagging my house as Spencer's reality show? Kwesi stood up confidently. Boss, it's just content. Sewa folded her arms. Content that gave my curtains wings? The landlord sighed deeply. Kwesi, Sewa, I'm warning you two. Any more drama and I'll evict you. Majwa raised her hand like she was in class. Please, landlord, if you sack them, who will entertain us? Life will be boring, no. The whole compound laughed. Even the landlord smiled and said, fine, but if I hear noise again, I'll change the locks. They all agreed, but the devil loves entertainment. Weeks later, it was Sewa's birthday. Kwesi decided to surprise her to show he has changed. He decorated her door with balloons and a big paper that said, Happy birthday, my favorite enemy. He bought a small cake. The plan was to sing and record her reaction for TikTok. But just as he shouted, surprise! The cake slipped from his hand and landed on her foot. She screamed, Kwesi! He panicked. It's just a cake. It betrayed me. The whole compound came out again, half shocked, half amused. Majwa held her waist. Ah, today again? Auntie Tina shouted. Hey, the TIT and TAT are back in season. Sewa, trying to be calm, wiped icing from her leg. You call this surprise? Kwesi grinned nervously. For a second, she wanted to scream, but she burst out laughing instead. Everyone stared, shocked. From that day, they started doing everything together. Cooking together, laundry together, TikTok videos every week, and they were going viral like wildfire. They became a neighborhood sensation. Children called them Uncle Tate and Auntie Tat. Even the landlord tested. You people are disturbing my peace, but at least you are trending. Kwesi finally confessed one night on a camera during a live video. I used to think Sewa was my biggest headache, but she's actually my peace of mind sometimes. Sewa laughed, holding his arm. Peace of mind that needs paracetamol. 2 years later, news broke that shocked everyone in Spentex. Kwesi Slim and Sewa were getting married. The invitation card read, "From fight to fans, from curtains to cake. Come witness the wedding of the year, Tate for Tat 2025." The whole compound dressed like it was a movie premiere. Majwa was the maid of honor. Nobody could stop her. And Auntie Tina was in charge of live streaming. During the vows, the pastor asked, "Do you, Kwesi Slim, promise to love Sewa, forgive her pranks, and never shout 'Good morning, my people' before 7 a.m. again?" Kwesi smiled. "I do, but I can't promise the 7 a.m. part." Everyone laughed. Then the pastor turned to Sewa. "Do you, Sewa, promise to love Kwesi, not to hide his slippers, and not to borrow his fan again?" She smirked. "I'll try my best." Months after the wedding, they moved into a new apartment, bigger, quieter, and more peaceful. But old habits die hard. One morning, Kwesi woke up early again, camera in hand. "Good morning, my people," he shouted. From the bedroom, Sewa's voice came. "Kwesi, if you don't lower that voice, I'll pour water on you again." He laughed softly. "Aww, my wife still loves me." And then, splash! Cold water flew from the bedroom. He froze, dripping again, just like old times. He looked at the camera and said, "Ladies and gentlemen, some things never change." The moral lesson of this story is that sometimes the people who annoy you the most are the ones meant to make your life exciting. In this world, love is not always about flowers and chocolate. Sometimes it's curtains, fans, and cold water at 5 a.m. Thank you for watching my video to the end. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel for more African tales. Until next time, may your path be blessed.